Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Two-time Tony Award winner Sutton Foster is returning to Broadway and to Roundabout Theatre Company in the Janine Tesori and Brian Crawley musical Violet, which will open on April 20th at the American Airlines Theatre. Under the direction of Lee Silverman, it stars Colin, Donnell, Alexander Gemignani, and Joshua Henry. And we are here at Hill Country to bring you a sneak peek and to meet the company.
Raise the other, put it down. Now you're headed into town. Whoa, boy, you got left, right. Oh, boy, ain't that right? Got some years ahead to go. You'll go free if you take it slow. Oh, boy, you got left, right. Oh, boy, ain't that right? Two kinds of people in this world. Some say yes and some say no. Time to say which side you're on. Eeny, minded, always say yes and your adventure start. Not always as expected. Say no, you stay apart, but you stay protected. You got to give yourself a reason to rejoice. For the music you make counts for everything. Now every living soul has got a voice. You got to give it room and let it sing.
How well did you know the musical before you started working on it?
I knew it pretty well. I did it my sophomore year in college. It was the first musical that I got to do in college, and I was fortunate enough to have Michael McElroy come and direct the production that we did. So I knew it very well because, you know, he drills it in. He really did. So I fell in love with it then, and over 10 years later, I'm still even more actually in love with it.
Did you play the same role?
I played Flick. As a matter of fact, it was such a meaningful moment for me. Like, I changed my email address to a version of, I can't say what it is, but it had a Flick in it. I was like, I really nerded out about it. So it was.
Well, talk about the role. What do you love about him?
The role, his outlook on life. You know, he's very much a person who is, he's a go-getter. And he doesn't let, you know, the story is based in the 1960s, and at that time there's a lot of turmoil going on, especially for African Americans. A lot of things were changing. But he didn't let how people looked at him affect him. And I think he realizes that his voice is very important. And it's great, the journey that he goes on, that Violet's helped him see a lot of different things. He starts off as this guy who really maybe doesn't believe in God. And through Violet and through love, he starts to develop some kind of faith. And I think that's a great, I love that journey. Yeah.
So here we are. How excited are you to be working on Violet?
It's going to be amazing. I mean, it actually seems like it's for real now that we've done this sort of thing. You know, it's getting back together with Sutton. It's being back with the Roundabout. It's being able to sing such a beautiful score and say some remarkable words and tell a remarkable story. So I'm thrilled.
How well did you know Violet before this?
Honestly, not that well. I'd been part of a reading that they had put together a couple years ago, and it was the first time that I'd heard the score. It was the first time that I'd really known the story. I know it's a lot of people's favorite score. It's become this cult thing over the past 17 years, and I just somehow managed to avoid it. Unfortunately, because when I first heard it, I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. And so to be able to dive into it, and we're in such good hands with Lee, and I think it has such potential to be this really, really great thing. And regardless of that, we are enjoying the hell out of it. So yeah.
I'll be here for you. I'll be waiting by the roadside anytime I'll make do. I've been waiting for a lifetime to get your sweet kiss. So Violet, promise, 'cause I'll be waiting for you. Promise me, Violet, why won't you face me? someone simply to look and see me the way that I see you.
This was amazing. How do you feel tonight?
Well, barbecue and musical theater, they go hand in hand, right? I mean, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that we're doing it again. I'm thrilled that Sutton is doing it. We're working on it, and hopefully we'll have most of the score is intact, and we're just working on the storytelling, and we're 20 years older, so I'm very excited.
This brings back so many memories to me. I love this musical, which I've told you many times before, and I got to see it at Encores, and I thought that night, I was like, wow, this really needs to come back to the stage. I'm so glad you're coming to Broadway with this. When did you find out after City Central? Like that night, what went through your mind?
Well, that night I really didn't think of anything else except I felt that it had arrived, and when I took over City Center for the summer, I was wondering about these off-Broadway shows, if they could fill the space, and so frankly I was relieved, and I got some of my stomach lining back, so that was really nice. But this was the first show that I'd ever written, and Brian and I, we really went very up and down with the journey of it. So 17 years later, for it to come to Broadway, it's never too late is what I say.
Talk about the role that you play. It's beautifully written, the songs you get to sing. Talk about him.
Yeah, the father is really, he's a tough guy, because he's really just trying to do the right thing for his daughter. He lost his wife a long time ago, and so it's just been him and Violet until this horrible, horrible accident happens that disfigures her face. And there's so much. We've been doing a lot of work with Lee and Sutton and Emerson, who plays young Violet, about what their life is like. What is their day-to-day? Because often in the play we see them in moments of crisis or major events that Violet remembers. But there's a lot of stuff, day in, day out, raising a teenager. It's a lot going on. I mean, I don't have a teenager, but I imagine. And it's been really insightful to have Brian and Janine in the room, talking us through a lot of that, which has been great. And I find new stuff about the dad every day, which is my favorite way to work. So I feel like so lucky to get this rich role to play with.
And working with this cast.
Tremendous. The first time I worked with Sutton was many years ago in South Pacific. I got my equity card, and she was an amazing Nellie Forbush in some Pittsburgh Civic Light opera.
Who did you play?
I was like sailor with baseball gloves.
CB or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. She was tremendous, and I met her back then, and I was always hoping that I would get to work with her again. And when I heard this was happening and I got cast, I just was over the moon. And there really is not somebody else I can think of. I mean, it's like it was written for her. She's so wonderful in it. And getting to know Josh and Colin they're tremendous. They're tremendous talents who just constantly are inspiring to be in the room with and make me work at the top of my artistry. So
lay down your head and sleep, sleep. I'll be your pillow, soft and deep. Leave me your troubles, I will keep. Your days gone by, your days gone by. Lay down your head and dream, dream. You're so much gentler than you seem. Is there a chance you might redeem my days gone by? My days gone by.
So tell me what it's been like working with Janine again in the rehearsal room with Lee, your director, with this remarkable cast.
Okay. It's been really great. I always write sort of for the people I'm in the room with, and so it's fun. We've been sort of changing things left, right, and center, and we got right back in the groove. We rewrote a number that after the healing in the chapel, and we taught it to everybody. They did it. We changed it, and then changed it again, and cut it, and then did something else. And so in about the space of an hour, we had something completely different than we walked in the room with, which is great.
And Janine was telling me that you have a new number maybe for Colin's character?
That's right, yeah. That's a number that we've talked about writing for some time, and now we're finally getting around to it, so that's great.
It must be wonderful to take a musical that was perfect, or at least from our standpoint, and you get to rework it a bit.
It is, it's nice, but you know, the culture shifts too, so you come back to something and what people are ready to see changes, and how you feel about things changes, and of course the actors are different, so what they bring to it is something new and something interesting. So it feels very organic and natural that it should change.
I love that you're directing this because you're fearless and you take this material and you run with these people and you create these magical worlds. It must be so great for you in the rehearsal room with this cast.
It's amazing. I feel so lucky, and I also feel so lucky because I think other writers would say, you know what, we did it, like, you just make it good. And Brian and Janine have said, you know what, we want to look at everything again. And I just think, who does that? You know, they said you don't get a second chance at the rodeo, you know, so let's just make it the best that we can. And I think they've learned a lot in 17 years, and they're applying that to the show, and I think you can't ask for more. You just can't ask for better collaborators than that.
So what are you looking forward to the most with bringing Violet to Broadway?
Well, there's so many things. I mean, I cannot wait to have an audience hear Joshua Henry sing Let It Sing. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for them to hear the epic song between Alex Gimignani and Sutton Foster, and how that will move people. I feel that we can offer so much emotion and so much catharsis in this show, and I think it will, in fact, like it heals Violet, I think it will in fact heal people. I feel like it's magic, this show, and I can't wait to sit in an audience and have them lean forward with excitement. I just can't wait.
2 cards.
I guess you go first.
Hey, that's right, kid.
At your service, Tom. Now my card, hope my luck's first. Some say things happen by design, by demand, decree, or law. I say most things fall in line by the luck of the draw.
Ba-ba-da-ba. You got a bet to win.
How did you get involved with Violet?
I auditioned back in March for Violet, and for the Violet concert at Encore City Center, and after 3 callbacks I found out I had booked the role, and it was the most amazing, exciting experience. And then we went back home to Atlanta, Georgia, which is where I'm from, and then about 3 months later we got the call that they wanted me to make my Broadway debut in Violet.
You know, this is so exciting because I'm sure that one night only at Encores was like, you must have had the time of your life.
Yes, I did. It was just, I don't know, I can't really describe the moment. It was just so breathtaking for me just to experience that and to work with Sutton. He's the most humbling, sweetest person.
It's got to be the coolest thing because you were up there singing. I saw her lower the microphone. I mean, it's got to be so cool just working with her when you have an idol and you're like, oh my God, I'm in the rehearsal room with my idol, Sutton Foster. You must pinch yourself.
Yes, I really do. Sutton she's so amazing, and she's so nice to everybody she meets. And she really makes a point to talk to you and get to know you, and she's just the sweetest person, and everybody in this cast is. Alex Gimignani, who plays my father, he's so funny and so fun to work with, and everybody is.
Then you have your other 2 guys.
Yes, Joshua and Colin, and I worked with Joshua at the Encore City Center production, and he was so sweet, and his voice, oh, I love his voice. And Colin, I've really gotten to know, and he's so awesome, and he always brings candy, and I steal it.
And he's so handsome.
Yes, he is.
You have a crush on him, right? Be honest.
A tad bit, yes. Yes.
So here we are. This was gorgeous. What was tonight like for you?
It was awesome. It was our first sort of, our coming out party, with this cast of presenting Violet for the people. But it was awesome. It was so exciting to hear the band for the first time and to be able to present some songs. And we've been working, we've been like locked up in our safe little haven for 2 weeks at rehearsal. So it was good. Felt really good. Just very proud.
Because this started as a one night only at Encores, which was remarkable. We were all there that night, and we were so happy that something else has happened with this, that you're coming to Broadway. What was that night like for you at Encores?
It was when we did it over the summer. It was awesome. We never thought that it. You're like, oh, one night only. You're like, yes. But then as we were working on it, and Lee Silverman, who's our amazing director, she's just like the best, and she just had like a real laser beam vision for the show. And I remember saying to her, it was like in between the dress rehearsal and the evening performance. I was like, this can't be it. Like something has to happen. I was like, it just can't end here. And it felt right. It felt like the right time to, somehow it just felt like the right timing to bring it to Broadway. Janine is a genius, and I'd follow her to the ends of the earth. And her music is incredible, and the score is I just feel like it's time for it to have its day.
Did you know the show well before?
I was very familiar with the cast recording, and I actually recorded on my way on my first album, Wish, and I did it as a solo. But so I knew the music, but I didn't know the story. So when we started working on it with Lee, she was the one who really, she just like pushed me in ways I'd never really been pushed before, and to play a character that doesn't have any fancy costumes or big dance numbers or anything to really hide behind. Like literally, she's exposed. Felt scary, but also like an incredible challenge.
Those are the best kind of jobs to do, aren't they?
Yeah. I think now as I'm getting older, and really kind of trying to evaluate my career and like where I want things to go. I want to work with people that I love, and I want to do projects that terrify me.
Praise God.